Hi, my beloved souls. Welcome to this video. My name is Georgia Ashara, and today I'm going to be talking about the witch wound. One of the most, potent experiences of remembering in my life, and how it has propelled me into, helping other women, especially to recollect the wisdom of their womb and to feel safety to be a woman in this life. So let's dive in because, this is here for everybody. Just so you know, this isn't just about being a woman in a woman's body because many people would have experienced being a woman in different lifetimes. This can show up for everybody in different ways. We have all been the persecuted and the persecuted in all different ways. The persecutor and the persecuted, should I say, in all different lifetimes, but the witch wound seems to embed into our psyche. I think it still plays out in very subtle ways or not so subtle ways. So we're going to dive into those today. Now, how this looks now is that women are still really victimized for being a woman. There's still so much judgment around how women dress and how they behave in all different cultures. There are so many different levels of what is respectful and not respectful. I remember personally receiving some unwanted attention when I was 17 in Turkey, and because the culture there is so very different. There was this perspective with some of the men there that believed that women, that whatever had been said or taught, I don't know, maybe it's because of there were so many young women going there and partying and drinking that they built up this perspective that women were not necessarily as valued, and you could disrespect women from different countries because they, were sexually open and ready and would take everything that you gave them, which was not true. So I had to really deal with that as a young woman, and that's even in this life, and I think that these things happen as we grow up. We go to nightclubs and we have lots to drink, and then, a man comes up to try, or I should say a boy, it's not really a man if he approaches you like that. Thinks they could just come up and dance on you and put their hands up your skirt and things, and you have to be able to defend yourself. Sometimes women feel too scared, sometimes you're shocked about what's happened to you, sometimes you're too drunk to realize. So many women have been put into such vulnerable places, and I feel that this is because we have lost the sacredness and reverence for everything in life, actually. Absolutely everything needs to be recalled and reclaimed into its sacred, sovereign beauty and divinity. This is divine life in a body, respect it. And doesn't matter if it doesn't look like it's displaying itself as sacred. Like, you are, the one who takes responsibility for that. So even if you live somewhere in a different culture where, certain other cultures don't behave in a certain way, so therefore their behavior doesn't look sacred. So then therefore you think that you have the right to treat it less sacredly and disrespect it. That's not okay, that's not okay, and that's not right either, And I think that this has really come from, I laugh about it, but in the time, in those moments of those things, it's not pleasant, not joyful. It strips people away sometimes of their innocence, especially young people who are, not even, just teenagers, some of them not even teenagers, they're even younger. There's so much sick stuff happening on this world. And so I feel that, this loss of sacredness, I think that the women really brought that when there were times where women were more revered. We had the priestesses who did hold the rituals. They did hold a lot of sexual life force energy and, and displayed that beauty within themselves, that, that their Shakti was very free and moving. But it wasn't that then because you saw it, you can think that you can take and have some of that. No, you would be in honor and reverence of that, you know? And women who were creative, who were witches, who has magical powers to connect, like oracles, who could connect to the divine and communicate and give wisdom to their people and their communities. You know, these things, it's like nobody wants to listen to women anymore. You know, this has been taken away. There's sort of this disrespect and almost like whatever women say, it's like a lowering. Again, I feel like this is sort of changing a little bit, but little increments bit by bit. And I really feel, so we're just going to get straight to it, get to the key points of what I believe is how we can reclaim this, how we can heal this witch wound within ourselves. And that is through inner reclamation. Each individual needs to choose to take back that sacredness for themselves, to start to treat their life as sacred, treat their womb as sacred, treat their breasts as sacred. So you can do, rituals and hold ceremonies, connect to the divine, consecrate the space and your practice, and have a breast massage practice where you've actually consecrated it with the divine. You're connecting to the divine when you're doing that. The same with your any kind of self-pleasure practice, like connect that to the divine. Don't dissociate that from your spiritual practice that you did in the morning where you sat and meditated and, did your prayers and lit a candle and like held crystals or whatever. No, you bring that sacredness into the self-pleasure as well. And you can also do this where you're, to reclaim your energy and your life force is to move it out, move through your body, like see and play out how does this feel like, how is all these constrictions and belief systems like start to really draw them out and play them out somatically. And then when you feel ready, is to then like come back with, okay, what's my truth? How do I really feel? What do I really believe and what I know is true from my divine heart and my soul? And then start to play that through and embody that and see how we can merge and integrate that into our everyday life. These are the practices that I find really empower me. There are things that I talk about quite often when it comes to past lives in terms of doing past life regressions and tuning back into those times to like reclaim codes and stuff. And while that's been effective, it hasn't quite fully got me over the edge of some of these things happening and playing out in my life with this fear of being a witch and being hunted as a witch. Okay, so for me it was been the somatic part that's come in that has helped me with that. It's the tantric practices that have helped me with that. It's the Tao energy practices that have really helped me to get to know my life force energy, get to know my womb, really connecting to the womb and the power of my womb, and become more sovereign with that life force energy. And I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but it is the word. It's the word. It's the key word, right? Because we need to really have complete understanding of who we are and lead with that in our lives and not let others lead us to wherever they want us to go. And the moment we start to do that, the moment we start to reclaim our energy, when we are able to not people please anymore and go, oh, I'll do that, even though I don't want to do that, for that reason, and then you dishonor yourself and your truth. When we start to say, no, actually, I can feel in my body that this is right for me. I'm going to lead down this path. Again, you're creating that sovereign choice. When you start to honor your body through these sacred honoring practices, you then start to feel more life force pulsing through you and connecting to you. So you become more attuned to this energy in your body like nothing else. Um, More than meditation and things, because you're really bringing it into your body and living it through the body. And this is a part of the feminine way, because the feminine is the earth. It is that. So we can start to reconnect to that. We can start to look at these ancient practices like blood rituals where we work with our moon blood, and lots of people talk about this now as well. And I've really seen it's beautiful that it's being shared. Again, it's still a very, very sacred thing. So, treat it as such. Treat this practice as something sacred. It's like an honoring private ritual between you and your womb. And this can go out into the woods, your local woods. It can go into your garden, but just setting that intention that, I'm giving myself back to the earth and I'm remembering that I'm here on this earth and this planet. And I feel that that's a part of releasing the shame and the bloodshed that happens in many other ways, which is not ethical and harming this planet. It's a way of restoring that. And so once we've done that, we may also feel called to work with sound, work with crystals to heal our womb, and working with particular crystals that can help with our womb space. Like jade eggs are particularly specific for the womb, where you can actually enter them into your body if your body allows and your womb actually wants that. And this is where you can start to connect into the healing powers of your womb in a much more magical sense, I feel. This is quite magical. Again, it's reclaiming the witch. How can you reclaim the witch? Maybe there are certain things that you would like to do. Maybe you've always wanted to start to learn more witchy practices, whether that's learning how to be more connected to nature in certain ways, creating herbs, tinctures, oils. Maybe you want to work with crystals, energy healing, any of those things. Well, you can start to bring those things into your life. And every time that little bit of fear comes up and that little worry comes up, then just go, right, okay, remember that that's the little voice that is scared because it thinks that it's, experienced something bad in another life. But now is safe. Now is the time to do it. So you remember to do it. And how you can do this with fulfilling safety and health. Get into sisterhoods, get into groups with women. I have a Facebook group called Cosmic Womb Sister Circle, I believe. You can always just message me, I'll send it to you. And it is a space where women can gather and can share. And if there was something like this, like I really want to start being a herbalist, I can feel that was a part of me and I want to bring that back, then you can write that in the group, in a safe group container with women, and share like what's coming up for you, and we can lead you through that and help you through that. And it's a powerful thing because you know that you're held by other sisters. So yeah, I hope that that's been really helpful for you. If you know someone else who goes through the witch wound, then please do share this video with them and give us a like and a follow because you really, really help. And any comments of what you've experienced, I'd love to hear about your journey too.